Hello, you're welcome to a special segment we've created for one of our mentors. He's a senior person. People like this completed university way back before we ever thought of going there. And this segment is called Health is Wealth. It will challenge some of the conventional things you know about medicine and then educate you on the dangers of the things you internalize and put into your digestive system as a human being. This is the first episode of Health is Wealth, and we are with Mr. Abdulhamid Abubakar Bansi. Sir, thank you so much for making time.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, you are a die-hard, indefatigable Muslim activist.
MashaAllah.
You keep pushing and pushing. Medina has benefited a lot, the whole of Accra, the whole of Ghana, the whole of Africa. May Allah continue to strengthen you.
Amen. Amen.
Mr. Bansi,
Yes.
to an average Ghanaian,
Yes.
wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
take tea
Yeah.
with fried eggs.
Yeah.
The rich or opulent people would say chibum
Exactly.
with bread. In the afternoon, take some fufu
Yeah.
with goat meat, cow meat.
Yeah.
The more the meat,
Yeah.
the wealthier you seem.
Wow.
And then in the night, we eat heavily, then we go to bed, no exercise.
Sure.
How poisonous is the accumulation of the kind of food we take in Ghana?
Okay. Thank you very much. What a way to start. It is actually, you see, when you were mentioning the combinations and the food combinations that people consume, I kind of, I was amazed. You know, that's what happens to me every time I see people eating that way. Or when I'm traveling and in a bus, when the bus makes a stop, I go to Kumasi, Obuasi to be precise, once a month. And when the bus, I normally take to Kumasi and then I continue.
At Linda, though, people buy a lot of stuff,
God.
Junk food.
You know, I just shudder when I see it. It's actually very, very toxic, very, very poisonous. You know, a lot of the food that we eat tend to harm us more than we benefit from them. You know, and research has proven that the body actually spends a larger amount of energy digesting and getting rid of the food we eat than we get from it. Wow. You know, when the food is supposed to make us stronger, we now use more energy breaking it down. You know, so through that process, a lot of things happen that tend to harm us more than we benefit from them. So like you said, today when people get up in the morning, you know, people actually eat, sadly, people eat not according to what will benefit them, but they eat according to how much money they have in their pockets. You know, so we get up in the morning, we feel that, you know, you need to eat such that when people see you eating, they will know who you are, you know, and there are certain foods that when you eat, we tend to see you as a poor person. Yes. So at work, for instance, when it is lunchtime and I give some of my trainees money to buy me granules and sugar, and then I ask them who has Gary. You know, they say, I mean, how can you eat Gary soakings in the afternoon? Wow. You know, and so it actually harms us a great deal, you know, that we do not know about, you know.
Okay, Mr. Bansi, should food be a status symbol?
Not at all. Food should not be a status symbol, you know. Your status actually is determined, you know, by who you are within. Just today I was discussing with my wife that there are some people who crave for so much respect. Meanwhile, respect is inherent. When you have respect, it is within you, and you do not have to fight for it. In the same way, the kind of food you eat does not determine who you are. In fact, the kind of food you eat will determine how healthy you will be. That is how Allah made it. You know, that's why there are so many verses in the Quran that warns man that you should eat and drink, but do not go to the extreme, or do not be wasteful. And so food should not actually determine who you are. You know, it should not determine your status. You know, it is a whole different ballgame. If you look at the other animals we call lower animals, because man is the highest animal. If you look at the other animals, you know, when you look at the head of cattle, that are on the field grazing.
Yes, sir.
They have their leaders. Okay, the strongest ones mostly lead them, and there are some heads in the wild that the strongest are at the back whenever they are moving in a group, and they all feed on the same type of food.
Wow.
Yes, when you have sheep on the field grazing, they all eat the same kind of food.
There's no
There's no preferential treatment. No.
No high table.
No high table, nothing. You know, but because of the intellect that Allah blessed mankind with, you know, the fact that the willpower He gave us grants us the opportunity to pick and choose what we want to eat. He gave us the willpower, and that, instead of being something beneficial to mankind, it has been something that has been the reason for a lot of people's distraction. Yes, the willpower, your ability, the power for you to choose what you want to eat is actually supposed to help you to know what will benefit you and what will not benefit you. But sadly, we look at how deep our pockets are, and then it informs us about the kind of food that we should put on our table.
Mr. Bassey, surprisingly, some of the wealthiest people in the world don't keep a pot belly.
Thank you.
Bill Gates doesn't have a pot
That's right.
belly.
That's right.
There are top executives I know in Ghana that don't have pot bellies.
Yes.
But in Ghana, you go for a contract, how big your belly is
Exactly.
ups your chances of getting it. So what would you tell people that, your stomach even shows that you
are wealthy? Yes. When people see you and your stomach, you know, is out protruding stomach, I say, oh wow, the money has started coming. That's what they tell me.
So how can we dissipate that perception?
We have to let people know that when the moment Allah did not create man with a protruding stomach. If protruding stomach was good for us, babies would have been born with protruding stomachs. Yes, animals would have been born with protruding stomachs. But if you look at the way a baby is born, a baby is slender, you know, the particular shape, proportional, everything, the head and everything, the limbs, everything is proportional. That is how an adult should look like. So the moment something in Chi, there is a proverb, a wise saying, they said, anentu e kese sen esra na yare. Okay, is that a calf?
Yes.
When the calf becomes bigger than the thigh, it is sickness.
Wow.
The moment your stomach protrudes, it means something is wrong in the body. So we need to let people understand this. There is a lot of people who think that when you are growing bigger, it means that you are eating better or you are eating well. It means that you are wealthy. There are husbands who have been chastised because their wives have lost weight. And there are women who go to buy drugs to take so that they will be bigger. So that it will send a signal that their husbands are taking very good care of them.
So does that mean the Ghanaian culture encourages poor dieting?
Yes.
Is it a cultural thing, a cultural norm we should challenge?
I think that it is partly cultural, and then it is partly through bad learning. Let me put it that way. The Ghanaian has a lot of things to unlearn. Okay? And there are so many of these things that are taught passively and actively without any evidence and without any source. It is not because some experts sat somewhere to write them that we should be doing or we should be eating those foods. It is something we have grown to learn indirectly from our elders, from schools, from teachers. Some teachers have taught us a lot of things in school that today, through my research and my readings, I came to find out that it had no basis. Yes, so the Ghanaian has to unlearn a lot of things. Some of them are cultural, yes, because the African had a rich diet before the white man came.
During the hunter-gatherer period,
yes,
or even the time of subsistence farming.
In all those times, before the white man came, the hunter-gatherer, everything, even the hunter-gatherer period, that was when we were the strongest, we were the healthiest. Ask yourself, why is it that the transatlantic slave trade, okay, saw a lot of black people being sent to the West? Because we were the strongest people. We were disease resistant. Why didn't they take the Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese to America as slaves. No, we were the ones who could withstand every weather. Because of what? Our diet and our lifestyle.
Wow.
Yes. So if we are going to look at it culturally, the culture at that time was the best. But everything now became distorted when the white man came. And today, if you go to the French-speaking countries in Africa, early morning they have to take tea. Why? Because they are imitating the French. Yes. So when you go to the Portuguese-speaking, they also have copied a whole lot of things from the Portuguese. The English-speaking countries have learned a whole lot of things from the English.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the black man did not smoke. He didn't even know what smoke was, or cigarettes was. We learned all these things from the white man. There are so many foods that we are eating. I keep asking people that when Allah created Adam and Eve, where did He place them? He placed them in a garden.
Wow.
That's the answer you get. Now you ask them that, look, if Allah wanted us to cook our food, when He created Adam and Eve, He would have created that design for them. Yes. And so the culture, what kind of culture is it? The original one the black man had was superior, was the most superior. Wow. And so one of the earliest people to make strides, to do a lot of research in natural medicine was Professor Arnold Ehret, was a German. Now he said that when a white man eats the proper food that Allah created him to eat, he will become brown. His skin color will be like an ink.
You're welcome back. Look, Mr. Bansi has got me on the edge of my seat, and I believe you are on edge as well. Some of the things you conventionally know are right are being questioned by research. And we are back and we'll continue the discussion. Mr. Bansi,
yes,
thank you so much for remaining with us.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that was so interesting.
Yeah.
A pot belly doesn't signify wealth.
Not at all.
It doesn't signify well-being.
No.
But then, the question somebody will ask is, the Prophet ﷺ said, before you eat, make a conscious effort to divide your tummy into three. One right. For food, one for water, and the third for breath.
Yes.
Through your research, have you found any substance or any corroboration for this hadith?
You know, each time I do my research, sometimes I pause and then I say, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yes. You give up, man.
Yes. Yes. You see, I send salutations to the Messenger of Allah. That is the beauty of Islam. Whatever field that you are studying, you know, if you really want to know how authentic the message of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is, learn about Islam first, then learn anything else, and then it will lead you back to Islam. Yes, because we have been told that one other problem that the Ghanaian has, or many people have, is that we overeat. Okay, we overeat. When you are coming to eat, your body makes use of a small amount of the food that we eat. A lot of it now becomes a burden for the body. That's why the Prophet ﷺ told us that we should divide our bellies into three. One for the food, one for the air, one for the water. Why is this so? Because your digestive tract, which is about 27 feet long, yes, and has a surface area equal to the surface area of a tennis court.
Really?
Yes.
Is that big when you stretch it?
Yeah, when you stretch it. And so it does a lot of work, and it needs time to rest for it to be able to function properly. And so when you eat, your body will make use of what it needs. The rest is either stored as fat, or the undigested part will now be eliminated. And so majority of the food that we eat, if for instance you are coming to eat banku and they give you about 3 balls or 2 balls, your body will make use of only about half a ball.
Wow.
And the rest You are going to burden your digestive tract to digest all of that. That's what the Messenger of Allah told you, that look, you don't need all of that. And the reason why someone listening to me now, tomorrow maybe we'll go and buy banku, okay, and then we'll eat only one, we'll finish and say, I'm not satisfied. Why? Because for so long you have been stuffing your tummy with so much food.
Eating is not meant to make you satisfied.
No,
is that the essence?
No,
because
we should eat for vitality, not just eat to get energy per se. Because the size of your tummy is like the size of my fist. That's the size, the original size of an adult human being's tummy. The stomach is like the size of my face. Why is it that you are able to consume so much food and it goes? Why? Because it is elastic. The more food you put there, the more it stretches. So the Messenger of Allah told you, divide it into 3 psychologically, for you to know that the stomach is not very big, such that you stuff so much food in there. You finish and you can't breathe. Because when you take in so much food, it will go. Allah made the stomach to expand. Now when it expands, it will be piling pressure on your kidneys, piling pressure on your liver, piling pressure on your lungs. That is why you can't even breathe well. The lungs need to expand and, relax for it to come back to where it is. The liver, the largest organ in the body, it needs space to function. So when you stuff in so much food into your body,
the tummy encroaches on
it's
other
like
territories.
it encroaches on other territories that need space to be able to function. It's like you lying down and a bag full of cement is placed on your tummy. It displaces a whole lot of organs and put unnecessary pressure on them. And that is the problem. Some people eat and they have to walk for some time before the food will now, 2.5 hours later, it will now move into the intestines.
Mr. Bansah, if Islam, prescribes how disciplined we should be with food,
yes,
on the day of Ashura,
MashaAllah,
some people, on one of the festive occasions, they say, eat and be satisfied.
MashaAllah.
Eat till you overeat. I don't know how they call it in house, I've forgotten. There's a name for it.
Okay.
When we were young, while growing up, we were told for that day, eat and eat and eat and eat.
MashaAllah.
I've forgotten the name. In case I remember, I will tell you.
Yes.
So it defies the norm in Islam
it defies
that
the
you
norm.
overeat.
We unless they show us proof that this is directly coming from the Messenger of Allah, we cannot see that particular advice is a good one. It's not a good one at all, because the Quran itself said that you should eat and drink, but do not be wasteful. If you eat and you are satisfied, okay, it is actually something that you are doing with respect to the rule that you've been given.
No, that sensation of satisfaction. Is it
Good.
that your mind is playing with you?
Your mind is playing with you because of what you have been doing to your stomach for years. And so when you train your body to be satisfied with the right amount of food you need, you are going to be okay. We're talking about raw food. Some people try it, okay? I have helped a lot of people to, get over certain conditions. And they try, and it's difficult in the beginning. Because some people cannot fathom that how can you tell me that I can survive on bananas and pawpaw, oranges, We are used to eating very heavy food. And so when they eat something like that, that feeling of fullness, when it's not there, they say they are not satisfied. But you actually need to eat for vitality, so you will be able to go about your activities without any problem. And the most serious of it all is that we eat high energy foods with high calories, containing high calories, but we are becoming less and less mobile. We are eating food that's supposed to give us high amounts of energy, unlike in the past. In the past, we were eating foods that contain high amounts of fiber. Now, this is the difference. When the food is said to contain high amounts of fiber, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have a high amount of calories
as well. It's not mutually exclusive.
Yes. The food may have a high amount of calories, but unlike what you just said, it does not digest faster. It moves faster in the alimentary canal when the fiber content is high.
Wow.
Now the fiber content slows down the rate at which the sugar in the food is released into the blood. Wow. And so a lot of the undigested food will contain some amount of energy. So animals will consume that one. That is why if you look at the feces of human beings, okay, some animals consume it.
Really?
Yes, because of the high fiber content in it. So it moves very fast in the alimentary canal. It doesn't get you constipated, and it does not give you degenerative diseases because the sugar from the food, from the banku and the brown rice that you eat is released little by little for your body to use as and when it needs. But when you eat something like cake, white bread, you take pizza, you take some of these junk foods.
Don't let the women run away from
that
us.
do not contain.
Your wife says she'll eat pizza. And you said because I heard Mr. Bansi talk about it, no pizza for you, no papaya, no mawako. There will be divorce next week.
No, there won't be divorce. There won't be divorce. You know, sugars that foods.
But those meals once in a while, is that okay?
Well,
you want to give your wife a treat
once in a while. Once in a while, you know, it's very difficult for me to actually. It's like you saying that you have a car. The white man says that you should put petrol in it. Once in a while, you fetch water, mix with the petrol, and put it in it. So I will leave our audience to answer that. You know, but quickly, a cake, for instance, does not contain any fiber. So when you take it, the sugar is released.
Wow.
In large quantities. When you take these so-called soft drinks that we take,
Coke, Fanta,
these energy drinks that are in every corner.
Don Simon,
well, I would love it if we don't mention brands. Okay? Yes.
Apologies to all of you.
We don't mention brands. Yes. But, Brother Ibad, I can tell you for sure that about 99% of fruit juices in paper, you know, containers do not contain any fruit at all.
Really?
Yes.
And pineapple taste on our tongue bags.
They are just
they are not pineapple.
No, they are not. That is why if you ask every food scientist, they will tell you some of these things are made in the lab. And why am I saying they don't contain any fruit at all? If you buy pineapple and you blend it or you juice it and you keep it okay in your fridge, how long will it last? Keep it outside the fridge. It will begin to spoil within 24 hours.
Of course, in a paper bag or container, there are preservatives.
There are preservatives which are harmful to you. Okay, and then they subject it to high amounts of heat. Okay, and so by the time they bag it, okay, a lot of the essential nutrients you need are already dead. And so you are virtually putting poison into your system.
Let's end here before I say I won't take any food today.
Yes.
Mr. Abdulhamid Abubakar Bansi is a breath of fresh air to listen to. He says, the Quran says, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ أو إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. Eat and drink, but don't trespass. Indeed, Allah doesn't love those who trespass. We'll have him more often on this segment, Health and Wealth. Thank you so much, Mr. Bansi, for making time.
I'm very grateful.
Till we come your way again with this segment, take care and be blessed. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.
Salam.